Okay, notable metal albums or extreme metal albums 2012. Just want the music. The playlist will be here at the end of the video somewhere. And if I've missed anything, and I'm sure there's plenty please put it in the comments below. Okay, we're going to start 2012 off with my good buddies in Decimation. Really solid little death metal album here from Cornwall, UK. I now have the privilege of playing in a band with two of the members that used to be in this band. It's a very underrated and underappreciated decent slab of death metal. So Decimation, Bound for the Chamber, check it out. Also came out in 2012, was my first little foray into extreme metal music. And I put this out along with my good mate who did the drums. This is one of the copies. As you can see, I hand wrote every single little thing that came in with it, handwritten lyric sheet. All very much handmade. That's when I jumped into a bonfire as well. But yeah, pretty cool. Definitely not musically that impressive, I would say, quite honestly. It's the first thing I ever did. I'm very pleased, I'm very proud of it because it's all handmade and homemade and all the rest of it. And it led to much better things. It's still pretty interesting to listen to from time to time, but certainly not going to blow your mind in terms of technical death metal or anything like that. Very primitive, sort of sloppy black metal stuff, but yeah, it's led me on the road to where I am today, so I'm still proud of it. Okay, let's go up next to Plymouth. There was a band called Warcrab, still is a band called Warcrab. Yeah, this is the first thing they put out. They've had quite a few substantial lineup changes since then, but they're still going strong, and they seem to be drawing quite big crowds these days, so good for them, man. Sort of play like sludge, doom, sort of stuff, nice and heavy. So if you like that sort of like mid-tempo to slow sort of stuff, then definitely check them out. Okay, next up is Phobia, some straightforward grindcore. Not much else to say about this. Long-running act, just putting out good old grind again and again and again. Decent stuff. Master's Hammer, this is a good one. Let's have a go, shall we? Varsheti Convi Namisto, something like that. But yeah, these guys are always playing the most twisted, sort of unique take on black metal there is, really. In fact, I'm pretty sure they've just put out a disco album either this year or last year, which is pretty strange. But they've always been pretty strange, and that is quite enjoyable, actually, from time to time, for its own uniqueness. Okay, little EP from Dimesland, Creep Moon. Do you know, I haven't listened to this in so long. It's on Vendless. I can hardly remember what it's like, so I'm looking forward to going back and having a look at that. At some point, I remember them being quite popular with sort of newer school guys of the mid-2000s. We'll see. Okay, Igor, Hallelujah. What always sticks out of me on this album is the black metal song with the Hoover in it. Yeah, Igor being as unique and sort of amazing as always. Yeah, not quite up to the standard of where they would go, but it's definitely a really promising start, that album, or the second album, whatever. Nice little EP here from Germ Loss. Looking these up, it's actually from Australia. It's a one-man band from Australia, which I didn't know. It's really cool vocals on this. That's always sort of stuck out in my line. They've got really like over-the-top screams. Yeah, really unique and really cool music as well. Yeah, just really cool band, Germ. I've added all their stuff on because I really enjoy listening to them. Okay, next up we got Waylander, Ireland's long-running metal legends. Don't think this is quite as good as Honor in Amongst Chaos, but still a pretty cool album. Kindred Spirits plays it quite safe from what I can remember, but there's still some really good metal folky tunes on there. Next up, long-running grindcore slash death metal legends, Napalm Death, Utilitarian. I think this is the album with the saxophone on. It goes absolutely bonkers, and it's Napalm Death, so you know it's going to be brilliant. They're one of those weird bands, Napalm Death, where I sort of like, I don't listen to them for ages, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's Napalm Death, it's Napalm Death, and then I listen to them and I'm just like, oh god, they're just amazing. Really, really, really awesome. A long-running band. The guitar player, Dodd, I think is his name, from Blood Red Throne, gifted me this when I watched Blood Red Throne, and it's actually a really good sort of groovy black metal album. Yeah, really, really cool album. I'd never heard of them before this, and I think they changed their name afterwards, and I wasn't quite so keen on the newer stuff, but this album's a real banger, man. Yeah, I thought, yeah, just a really, really, really cool album. Yeah, not much else to say, really. It's just really cool, sort of groovy black metal. Really good stuff. Really good album. Next up, one of my all-time favourite bands, it's Enslaved with Ritir, I guess that's how you say it. As usual, Enslaved, they're just off on their own, a whole different spaceship blasting off into wherever they're going and doing whatever they do, which is why I respect them so much, and they've always just done, you know, what they wanted to do and progressed without giving a fuck what anyone says, so excellent. And still progressed in what is still really enjoyable to follow along and listen to as well. Awesome, awesome man. One of my all-time faves. Next up, we've got some Aurora Noir, Out to Die. Good black thrash, loads of attitude. Just, yeah, very solid album, this one. Just rips. Yeah, not much else to say, really. Sort of classic legends. There's Blasphemer on guitar, Polyon. Aggressor, yeah, just really, really cool black thrash from Norway. Excellent stuff. Terrorizer, Hordes of Zombies. It's not the best Terrorizer album. It's not that bad though either. It's a bit of a mid card, I would say. Yeah, it's not like going to blow you out the water, but it's not terrible either. So maybe 7.5, something like that. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, Naglfar Terras, I guess that's how that's pronounced. For me, this isn't anywhere near as strong as Harvest was as a release. It's still cool though, and it's still got some great sort of melodic hooks on it. Yeah, they've always been really good songwriters, Naglfar, and they sure are on this album still. Like I said, for me it's not up to the same level as Harvest was, but it's still a very solid and decent melodic black metal album, and it's not often that I enjoy melodic releases, be they melodic death metal or black metal, but I really do enjoy it, Naglfar. Okay, Soulflow came out with a surprisingly decent album this year, well, the year of 2012. Yeah, Soulflow Enslaved. One thing that did irk me a bit after buying all the digipacks and whatnot is that this being on a massive Roadrunner label, and they couldn't be bothered to put an insert for the booklet, which is pretty lame considering they're like a, you know, multi-million bloody pound company. But yeah, musically it's good. It's good, decent. It's not their best, but it's certainly not their worst either. Now this is a really, really cool little album which I discovered, Deadborn Mayhem Maniac Machine. If you like sort of early classic era Decapitated, you're going to like this album. It's really cool, it's really tight, it's really just well written death metal, you know, just excellent, really sort of shing 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 shing, got that nice tight sound going on, and just, yeah, just awesome fucking death metal. Can't go wrong. Brilliant, brilliant album, check it out. Okay, next up we have some Asphyx, the long-running Death Doom legends, come up with Death Hammer. Yep, whoop. I think there's even a song on here about We Doom You to Death, is that it? About, I can't remember, the lyrics are hilarious anyway, about going on about how much they don't like black metal. Costume wearing kitties! I don't care, I like death metal and black metal, but it's just funny. Yeah, good album, good, nice and heavy, and Martin van Duren's vocals, excellent as always. Okay, next up we're going into some really cool black metal, which is the great old ones. Al Azif, is he the mad Arab who wrote the Necronomicon Lovecraft lore? I'm not sure, but that sort of rings a bell. Yeah, really cool. The first two albums by the great old ones are still my favourites. You know, the production values went up a lot come the end, and they are still really good albums, don't get me wrong, but I sort of like the more murkier sort of underground sound of the first two releases. Yeah, much more to my taste. And this industrial black metal masterpiece was released in 2012. Really like this. There's not a lot of industrial black metal, I would say, or not a lot that I'm aware of anyway. So when you get a really good one like this, it's well worth picking up. Yeah, I think I might have had this on my wall at some points because it's got holes in it and whatnot. Yeah, really cool release. Decent industrial black metal mixing, sort of electronic elements with the black metal really well. You know, because it can be done terribly as well. But yeah, no, really decent release. Be well worth picking up that one if you like Mysticum and whatnot. Okay, sort of the top-ish ones. Necromantheon, Arise, Vulcan Spectre. Amazing sort of thrash band, like speed thrash, really aggressive all the way through. This is an absolute corker of an album. Really aggressive, like just shredding riffs and everything. Absolute brilliant album. So yeah, I guess these are the top three. So it's a Forest of Stars, a Shadow Play for Yesterdays. Just an incredible band, and I've listened to the latest one now as well, and it's the most musically diverse. But anyway, I'm not talking about that one, I'm talking about this one. I've been following these guys since their inception, and they have this sort of Victorian gimmick, but it definitely doesn't detract from the music. In fact, it adds extra flavour to the music. Really sort of theatrical vocals, excellent black metal riffs, and sort of get a really nice atmosphere with this one. So one of the best black metal sort of projects to come out of Britain, in my opinion, or nowadays anyway. Okay, next up is Amon, Liar in Wait. This came out in 2012. I thought this came out in 2011, but this, it says on Metallium, it says 2012. Anyway, yeah, really good album. Yeah, it's obviously the Hoffman brothers after Dareside. It's just solid. There's loads of really cool like Dareside sounding riffs, obviously. Drums are nice and fast. Vocals are good, not as good as Glenn's obviously, but they are still good. Just a really decent album. You know, I really enjoy this. Like 8.5, 9, maybe 9. Yeah, really decent album. And I keep coming back to it, and I really do enjoy it. Just wish they'd bloody pull their fingers out and do something else, because that came out 2012, which is a long time ago now. And you think how many Dareside albums they've put out since they split in 2004. So yeah, the Hoffman brothers are definitely playing up to the sort of lazy, I don't know, lazy sort of reputation they've got, definitely. But they still made some amazing music, and I really like that one. And this was a great surprise. Around the time I was a very big 6 Feet Under fan at the time. I still am to some degree. And when I heard that the sort of long-running lineup had split, I was really interested to see where it would go. And I heard that they had the Chimera ex-guitarist, and it was like, oh, that's going to be a bit weird, isn't it? It's not really going to sound like 6 Feet Under. And to be fair, it doesn't really sound like classic 6 Feet Under. But this is probably my favourite release by 6 Feet Under. It absolutely blew me away with how good this album was when it came out, and still is. So you've got Barnes on vocals, Rob Arnold, who was the Chimera guitarist, weirdly, although he can write some amazing death metal riffs and hooks. Steve Swanson, who's obviously from the long running, but I think Rob Arnold wrote all of this one, and Kevin Talley on drums. yeah, and the songs are just so good. And for me, outside of the first Corpse albums, this is probably Chris Barnes' best vocal performance, I would say. It's absolutely spot on. Just really, really great. You know, he's not like super guttural like he is in, you know, like Tomb or something, but for like the modern era of like his pronunciation and stuff, and how good his vocals are on this album is really, really impressive. I still really, really rate this. I think it's probably the best 6 Feet Under album. It's either this or maybe Maximum Violence for me, something like that. It's between those two, but this is just such an unexpected pleasure. The one after this, I absolutely detest. I can't get on with it at all. But this one, yeah, absolutely excellent. Yeah, shame that after this it sort of just became the Chris Barnes and Co project for a few years. The last one that's just come out in 26 actually sounds okay. And although I own a few between this one and that one, I would, if I was going to recommend any albums, it would pretty much be this one and then straight to the latest one, because all the ones in between, like I say, they just sound like Chris Barnes and friends doing a, you know, I know it's his project essentially, but it doesn't sound anything like classic SFU in my opinion. Anyway, that's 2012 done. Please let me know what I missed in the comments below, and I will see you next week for the year 2013. Okay, cheers. Bye bye.